I'm Kaons, and today we're going to be playing SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated 77 spatulas, no lag abuse. And now, before I get into this run, I just want to say this game has been kind of having a bit of a resurgence this year. Since 2021, the record for this category was a 46, and that was held until January of this year, or February actually. And then we lowered the time by over 5 minutes because of a new glitch discovery which allows you to fly. And you're going to be seeing that glitch at the very beginning of this run, but it is the very first trick in the run. The first 2 minutes are like one of the hardest parts of the entire run, so I'm going to need like some silence there, and then we'll start talking, all right? So, are you ready? Let's begin. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh wait, nope, go. Yeah. It's all good. Yep.
And I'll be here to support Kaons on his journey through one of the games of all time.
Yeah, one of the games, all right? Could you raise the game audio a bit for me? Just a little bit.
Yeah, you got this, man.
Yep, here we go. Oh, I just realized something.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I gotta focus. This is so ridiculous. But I noticed the music is off, but when we're at the dream trigger, I will turn that back on. That was not intentional. It was because I copied the music settings from my home computer, and I was practicing with the music. So, Alright, the chump bucket one is very long. If I don't get it, I'm gonna do the backup where I do something called the walk of shame, but we'll try it. It's really difficult to get the height. I'm just gonna give it one more go. I'm gonna climb the building here and alright, hold up. Alright, yeah, we're doing the walk of shame, unfortunately, but it's all good. We're just gonna do that.
Dude, that's crazy, man.
It's very hard in this particular setting because there's a bit of latency I'm not used to, and also it's just it's a marathon. But yeah, we're gonna go with a bounce here by doing this, and while I'm at it, I might as well just put the music back up. Oh, that might have made it a bit louder in general, so if that's an issue, I didn't realize the other sliders were also quite a bit down. But yeah, this is the walk of shame. This is one of the earliest strats in the game, actually. This was found back in 2020, and it's the easiest method of going out of bounds. You just jump on a specific spot near a rocket, and that allows you to just go out of bounds here and make your way to the third hub area. And, while we're at it, this sock isn't in the route, but, I might as well take it. It's right there. Doesn't cost any time.
I think some may remember we used to call the retirement home climb back in 2020 for a brief time. It's come a long way since then. The original.
Alright. And now we're heading to Dream, which is supposed to be the final world in the game, but there's no there's no spatula requirement to enter it, so we can just enter it right away. And right now I'm gonna do oil skip, the load error method, so I got to be some silence here because it's cycle based, so let's see what we can do here.
So there are no spatula animations now with that DC tech, huh?
Oh, we got it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Nice, nice, nice. Awesome. I honestly was expecting to get that one. Okay, this is gonna be a bit weird because I accidentally slammed, but okay, I couldn't get that one. The slam made it a bit awkward, but eventually I'm gonna get one. It's called a PSS, and what it does is you can pause any frame, you grab a spatula, and that skips the animation. Thankfully we can buffer it, but it's still really annoying because every spatula animation in the game is 5 seconds, and there are around like 20 instances, I believe, in the run where you do that, and that's like 20 spots where you can either save or lose 5 seconds, which is a lot of time. I gotta make this jump here. And get the spat here. And now we're going to do another fly here in Squidward's Dream. It's a bit easier. It's not as long. But, you know, I might struggle a bit with the latency and stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Oh shit, I accidentally broke the fly. I'm gonna go back here and do it again and just go directly to the end. I accidentally bashed. Silly mistake, but we're good. Alright, nice. When you do the flying, you gotta seriously lock in. It's really annoying. Alright, that was a piece ass, as you can see. Yeah.
You good now, by the way? Like those are the first,
yeah, we're
like,
pretty good.
long
But one thing I want to explain here is you know about this trick, obviously, since you were around for the beginning of the game. The infinite lasso hover. But this is, you can ledge grab and press the lasso button on the, when during the ledge grab animation, anytime during, it's pretty lenient. And then you can infinitely hover and stuff, you can get the slide speed with that. But what we're going to do here is not an infinite lasso hover, but it's a different trick that was found a bit later on in the game, but it's somewhat similar in a way. This is called a slide boost, and basically, as Sandy, if you take damage and lasso when you, right after taking the damage, you'll keep the speed of the slide. So let me see if I can get it. I got it. And now we're going to land on this flower here, but it might be a bit tricky. Alright, we're good. So we're going to land on the flower.
I think we did this with a different tech, okay. But
yeah.
but you just keep it, but you can still jump around.
Yeah, you can keep it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the way that we used to do it, you get you wouldn't be able to move up and down. You just have to land.
This is faster, and you also get an extra sock from it here. You just go ahead and quickly grab that. And walk into the tiki here. By the way, what's your favorite tiki? The favorites?
What do you think?
Oh, we didn't get the spat animation. Alright, anyway, we can do a piece S here. Damn it. It's all good.
Okay, so I gotta ask, are you still in danger of soft blocking on the? Because that one looked like you had full control. Like you could just jump whenever you wanted and land whenever you wanted. Because back when I was playing this, like the soft blocks were a big danger. Where with the infinite lasso hover, you kind of get stuck sometimes. You wouldn't be able to land.
I'm sorry. Could you raise shift?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear right now. The game audio is kind of colliding. Yeah.
This is so jank, dude.
This is the Rehydrated treatment. You like it? It's great.
You're really giving us the treatment.
Yeah, I am. All right.
This is the place, the infamous area of the game where the developer said that if there's a glitch in the game that likely allows us to go a place where we shouldn't be able to go.
I remember that clip.
Not be in the game.
Classic clip.
Classic quote.
Yep.
Good to see that they were able to accomplish that.
Yeah, by the way, did you raise shifts, Mike? Still a little bit quiet. Also, here's a spat animation interrupt. You open the gate, grab the spatula at the same time. There are a few of those. The majority of the spatula animation in this game are actually skipped entirely. Some of them are skipped partially, but pretty much all of them. There is only like a single-digit number, and a small one of that, of spatulas where you have to watch the full animation, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, the flying tech is so sick, dude. Like, that's just really...
Yeah, it was a cool discovery.
How there's like hardly a need for like, I mean, I know this is a lagless category, but like you're mentioning, like the gap is really closing between the
yeah, it's significantly shrunk.
To the point where now this is like, it almost feels like definitive now. Really cool.
Like the Patrick T pose. All right, and Ron Warp. Here we go.
Chat's saying they want my voice raised a little bit.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Technician.
I didn't know Squidward had a lamp.
Spat walk.
He has a lamp.
Squidward has a lamp, guys. Did you know that?
I like how they added the voice line, you know, to cut content, but there's no
cut
lamp in
content!
the actual house.
SpongeBob, the mission control, launches go. You like that one?
Yeah, so I actually got a little fun fact about this fight. You guys probably know I was actually invited to the studio to help test this game when it was being developed, and one of the things I made a point to them is that they need to make this fight like twice as fast as it is in the original. I'm not sure how I like how it turned out as far as...
Alright, yeah, but watch
goes,
this. Watch this. I'm sure maybe you haven't seen this. If I can get it.
Quite nice that it's fast in the speedrun. Are you gonna get it stuck and like do multi-hits? Oh my god.
Yeah, let's go! Wasn't expecting to get that. Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rehydrated treatment.
Got the evil chipmunk running you down. Yeah. They certainly made it faster.
Yeah, it's quite a bit faster,
this
right?
This game's got a lot of spaghetti in it, that's for sure.
They listened to your suggestion. It was really good. Yeah.
It's such a sick fight in this speedrun.
That's pretty cool. Get the bubble buddy prompt while entering the tree dome door. And yeah, now that we have the bowl, we can actually bowl gates. And then once you do that, you have free control over SpongeBob. And you can actually use that to get spatch animations too without like losing any time. It's pretty neat. Like right here, I'm gonna bowl the gate and grab the spat at the same time.
Yeah, very similar to the original, the way we do that with taking advantage of the loading screen.
You get shiny objects from that. Alright, the Murmelair. Actually, no flying in this world. Ready for E?
It's not just any sponge, it's super sponge.
E minor, yeah. Intentional death here. Puts us at a checkpoint and skips a cutscene.
Neat little optimization.
Just skip the entire thing like that. And then we're gonna bowl the gate here again.
Yeah, this is a pretty classic strat.
Yep.
Or we had this back in the day. I'm actually okay with how they handle the Murmelair's coat of paint in this game.
Yeah, here's the electric pole sock. Pretty annoying one. Got it.
Yeah. It's funny how so many of these strats were inspired by the original games.
Yeah.
There we go. Some
oh yeah, bowling. You can bowl the bus
thing.
stop and then have free control too. But the bus stops are kind of janky. You have to bowl them at specific angles. It's kind of weird. Just cheese the puzzle like that. Neat.
Oh yeah. I forget.
Me too. All right.
Woo, up we go.
These deaths are intentional, by the way. Just fast and walking back.
Also, I assume that the KBM movement really opens us up a lot to the, like, you're throwing it, like, turned around, like, walking off the ledge.
Yeah. Here's a different type of clam skip, by the way.
Oh, you guys are doing this now.
Yep,
okay.
we are.
Yeah, I remember when this was found.
Messed up a little bit, but here we go. Here we go, yep.
Yeah, in this game, they don't have ski ball abuse to generate shiny objects, so
Yep.
it's probably, like, really valuable to be able to...
Yeah, and it's a really frustrating thing, too, because the 100% run's so cool, but there's an 11-minute grinding portion. It's a huge shame.
That was a really cool way of getting up there.
Yeah.
I remember, though, there was a way of getting up there. It's probably not consistent, obviously. Also, the frame rate change may have made this different as well, but I remember there was a way to get all the way up here with that platform jump.
That was a frame rate thing.
Yeah,
but there's also a lag method, too. Yeah. Alright, security tunnels, you're going to see the first instance of a VBB, a vertical bowl boost. If you get a bowling ball stuck in certain locations, you can use it to propel you vertically. You're gonna see that right now. The tikis here are a bit annoying.
Do you like them?
I love tikis. Alright, that was the VBB. And now we are heading to the most infamous room in the game, with the most infamous trick in the game, ballroom skip. Everything about this trick needs to be perfect. You gotta get the perfect angle, the perfect frame window here, and positioning. So
It's a lot less abysmal than it was on Uncapped with like before the buffing and all that, right? Like
it is. So I gotta line myself up here and then move the camera in a specific spot here. This looks decent, and now I'll buffer. That might work. I don't know though. And is it in? Not quite, but if I am lucky, I will be able to guide it in. Lucky. I have to be very lucky.
That was like a much better setup than wow. Yeah.
All right, we got it. We're good.
Nice work, guys.
Yep.
Shout out to the people who are still strat hunting this game, by the way.
Yep. Another load error, by the way. I didn't mention this. If you reload a file and unplug a controller during the bubble screen and then back out of the menu when you have the ability to, you're then invincible. There are no spat animations, and there are no dialogue lines. And the invincibility, we're gonna use that very soon here for the prawn fight. Here's another. Here's a double spat grab here. Press the button.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and now
I've seen the ways like we do similar things in the original, but with very different.
All right, now we're heading to prawn. We're going to use the load air glitch solely for the invincibility because it makes it faster. Gonna get these robots while we're at it for the shinies.
You guys still don't even get the cruise bubble in this, do you?
Nope. To get the pieces, we're fine. Yep.
You guys get collectible counter abuse without the cruise bubble, and you also don't need a cruise boost because no cruise boosting, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
VBB is like super powerful. The flying is super powerful.
Yeah. All right, another fly here to go to rock bottom backwards.
Oh, this is so much better than the VBB off the side of the wall.
Got it. Gonna grab the spat instantly and leave. And now we're gonna go down here and do another fly. Gotta talk to Mr. Krabs first. And now we're gonna get the fly here, and we're gonna go around this button because it's gonna make a box appear. Oh, I lost the thing. We're gonna have to die. It's fine though, we'll just get the fly again. Sometimes starting the flying is a bit difficult. I don't know why, it's but usually when you keep the rhythm, it should be alright.
Yeah, no LA stands for no lag abuse. There's a bug with Unreal Engine where like dragging the window can cause a lag, so they don't allow it in this version.
Yeah, that can be used for some like crazy stuff like warping and stuff. Alright. There's a faster way of doing this where you can keep the sponge ball. I don't know if I'll get it though, it's kind of weird. We got it! Nice. That's cool. But I lost it because I was about to fall off. Whatever, it's fine. And yeah, so going around that button makes that box appear. There's a trigger. There's a bunch of checks for this box to appear. It's super weird. We were struggling to get it to appear intentionally for a while with the flying method. But yeah, we're good now. And now we're going to do what we call a LSAS, reload the game and back out of reload to grab the spatula with the animation. Without the animation. And then you end up back at the last checkpoint you were previously at, which is pretty neat. So it skips the animation.
For those of you who don't know, actually, if you're used to watching the original, this game has a bug that allows you to beat the game with one spatula. Depending on the patch, you can do it with 1 or 2 spatulas. So that's the reason why it's not called 90%. He's beaten the game with the intended number of spatulas here.
Origin Warp right here.
But yeah, unlike the original, you can actually skip straight to the end of this game. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's an Origin
You guys
Warp.
do the way that they do it, like the task strat on the GameCube version of Dolphin.
Yeah, the Origin Warp works right there because when you reload the game, oh hold on, when you reload that area rather, it doesn't put SpongeBob right in the ground. So if you jump during the load, SpongeBob won't have touched the ground. So the game doesn't know where to knock you back to, so it chooses the origin of the map.
Another dilemma skip.
All right, and now we're going to 5 here.
Dilemma
Yep.
skip.
Yeah, that one was
So
very
many people
recent.
got frustrated
Yeah.
with that when the game first came out. That slam tech where you gain height.
Yeah. That thing in the museum at the end of the museum, that was very recent. And that Origin Warp was found earlier this year, so the museum became extremely fast in this year alone. It was much slower before.
Do I really have to carry Patrick's socks?
Yeah, it's funny how in the original we actually just got rid of the museum,
Yeah.
taking very different paths.
Alright, and now we're heading to Dilemma with Sandy. So basically, some of the warps in this game are completely broken, and forget to change your character to the intended one for the selected area. And that's why we're playing as Sandy in Jellyfish Fields when you shouldn't be able to. And we use this to our advantage. Right here, we're going to grab the sock and then do an ILH off this platform here. This is the only ledge grab in the entire room, by the way. And then we're going to go in here to the slide and capture the speed of the slide with Sandy with the infinite lasso over state. And
I love
this,
that you guys still use this strat.
it's great. This is a very OG strat, but it's still around because it's just fast and cool. Well, not just because it's cool, it's because it's fast. It makes no sense. But yeah, we're gonna skim the cave here, and at a certain point, we're gonna jump and then push against the wall just a little bit to descend a tad. And that was a bit much, but we should be fine. We're gonna get enough height eventually, and we should be able to go around right here. And go off the edge of the cave here, get the dupe, and then get out the sped while jumping there.
It's not that obvious because you guys, like, he makes this look way easier than it actually is. If you make any mistakes in that movement, you just get stuck. You just can't get back down.
Yeah, there's also a giant hand trigger too. You want to avoid that one.
Very tough.
Alright, the funnels. For some reason in this game, I don't think it's a thing in the OG. You can break them with the bowl.
Yeah, this is unique to this game. Yeah.
You get 2 in
I actually
1
like
there.
it more that way. I think it's
Feel like a new
rewarding the player for being creative is always a good thing.
Yeah, you're intended to hit that with Patrick with the watermelons and stuff, but yeah, don't do that here. Why was Bikini Bottom selected? Alright. And now we have the only grinding portion of the run, but it's not long at all. You just break this tiki wall 3 times, and that's it. It used to be much longer, but because of some skips and stuff, we don't have to do that many grinds. But we still need some shiny objects. Alright, that was annoying.
We're gonna have to pay the Martin tax though.
Yeah.
Every time you die, the clam charges you money.
Oh yeah, we're not paying for the clam though. But yeah, that's a funny thing about this game. That clam right there.
Oh, there's no Martin tax.
Yeah,
anymore.
no. But that clam, it's bugged. When you pay for it, it'll every time you respawn this area, it's gonna buy itself. So that it costs 150 shiny objects, and that means every time you reload this area, you lose 150 shiny objects. It was a weird mistake they made. I remember when the game was new and Schiff was playing it, he initially thought they had a penalty for dying, which was kind of funny. Remember that?
Odyssey, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like Odyssey. Alright, I'm gonna do something that's hard and saves like next to nothing. But I'm going for swag. Hopefully I get it. I don't know. If not, it's fine. We can just do the other normal method. Need that sock.
you. Patrick needs to do laundry.
Alright, ready? Nice! Let's go.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
Sponge warping.
There's nothing
You're gonna see another one later that skips King Jellyfish actually. But we're entering the gate to King Jellyfish later, but we're only doing that for, we're only entering this gate right now to unlock the warp. And we're gonna go back to that later. Now we're going to Goo Lagoon.
up for a game of SpongeBob.
Thank you, good guy, for reminding me to get the checkpoint, by the way, because I would have forgot if you didn't tell me. Basically, there's a new strat in Goo Lagoon here that saves a couple seconds, but it's a nice little optimization. It's the only save strat we've ever had in the game where you manually save, and you're going to see that in a little bit right here. But first, I want to show off this cool bowl. You see that button right up there? I'm going to stand right here, bowl it, and that's going to hit the button right up there. It should, right? Yep, it hit it. And now we're going to get the flying here off Larry.
The Discord shares is lagging. I'm gonna do my best to contribute, but
Yeah,
it's
no
a little
worries.
bit difficult for me.
All right, grab the sock, grab that, and now what we're going to do is we're going to load the game, and then back up once, intentionally save it there, and then I didn't grab the checkpoint. Oh my god, I'm so silly, dude. Oh my god. It's fine. So goofy. I'm very quirky. All right, we're going to come back here. Basically, that's a common mistake that people have been making with this new strat because we've never had to do it before. Basically, you just have to go a little bit left here to grab that checkpoint, but normally if you take a straight line, you won't get it. It's fine though. And yeah, basically what you can see here, we're doing a CTT, connect the towers. Oh wait, what? Oh, I didn't get that one. Oh man.
Carpetless.
Yeah, carpetless. Yeah, that was what that sock was. All right.
Yeah, technicians, if you guys can like get me back in the stream, I can't see his stream anymore. I'm watching the restream now.
All right, now we're gonna do the Gulagoon fly here to go backwards. And for the longest time, Gulagoon backwards was not a thing that was done in Legless, but because of the flying, we can do it now reasonably.
Yeah, back when I was running this game, back when it first came out, we were doing the sponge warp to get across, but it was only working on high FPS, and even with high FPS, it still wasn't consistent.
Nice.
Like, it would straight up depend on, like, how many Chrome tabs you had open to be able to even do it.
Yeah.
It was such a nightmare.
Yeah. After we capped the FPS, Gulagoon backwards was entirely on the run for years. And now it's back because we can fly. Pretty neat.
I can see the stream now, by the way. We're good.
All right, cool.
Got the frozen ice in the bumper car.
Yep.
section.
Now we're going to switch back to SpongeBob here.
That's actually a strat that came from this game that applied to the original. I think it's the only one that's like that, where jumping straight from the gate up to the tent for the food and drink stand. That's something that we weren't doing before in the original, before Rehydrated came out, and we got the idea to do that from
That's actually, I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Yep, I think that's the only example like that. Pretty dope.
Yeah.
I always love the way you guys climb the tower in this, with like the way you can jump on the tower. I think it's so funny they tried to move the flags to prevent people from doing that. But
Yeah, it still works.
Cheats like that, yeah.
You can climb on string. Very neat.
Okay, this is actually pretty similar to how it was when I played. That's cool.
Yeah. We're going to interrupt the spat animation here with the bus stop animation. So we're going to bowl that, talk to Mr. Krabs, turn to Patrick, and then grab the spat without the animation. By the way, if you do the belly flop thing with Patrick, it speeds you up a little bit. Alright, now we're going to the beginning
That
of the
buffering
caves.
tech seems so helpful, man.
It's very helpful, yeah.
So many tricks like that.
By the way, I have to use a controller to do the buffering because for some reason on keyboard inputs, it's worse. I don't know why. But I use a controller solely for buffering and unplugging it.
I think it's like a cosmic shake thing where it's running at a different rate.
Oh yeah, so this is a weird bowl where we have to stand in between the seashell and line up like this in between that seashell, and it should hit a button down there that activates a Patrick challenge. And
That's sick.
yeah, hopefully we get it. We got it. Let's go.
Yeah, it's so dope how you optimize the loading screen. For those of you guys who don't know, when the game loads like this, when you see the bubble animation before the actual loading screen in the bottom right corner, this little animation with the bubbles is actually just a completely visual thing. Like, you can still move around while this is going on. The actual loading screen is pretty much instant.
Yeah, but it tries to lock you. So like, yeah, the bowl is what allows you to like
That's very
move.
jank.
SpongeBob's a bit weird. Alright, Tiki's go boom.
Fresh like a spring
I like this level for some reason. Can't put my finger on it. It's a lot of
Tiki.
tikis.
Tiki. You like tikis?
I like them.
We all like tikis. Some weird platformer here. Alright. Latency's kind of screwing me up a bit. But we're fine. We gotta wait for this Tiki to rise. I love Tikis. I'm gonna wait for it to rise. Alright. And we can get that jump here. In the OG game, you have to do a 1-frame bash off of that to get up there, but because the levels are like scaled down in this game, you don't need to do that. By the way,
I got a story about that too.
Yeah.
When I was at the studio when they were developing the game, they told me that the way that they judged how large the level should be was they would time how long it took for SpongeBob to run from one end of the level to the other for Jellyfish Fields, which doesn't take into account for the other levels, and it also doesn't take into account how large the player models are. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like a kind of a common error in this game where a lot of times like your character is way bigger than it's supposed to be, and it's compensated by making them run slower. Like you'll see, like in the first area of this level, Mrs. Puff is like a lot smaller than she usually is. And, like a lot of these levels feel like they're much smaller. You can like jump much higher. The jump height is actually a bit higher in this game too. That's another thing too. Is that like, for example, Squidward's Dream before the flying strat they have now, you'd be able to jump the notes the same way that we do with cruise boosting in the original.
yeah, I
But
don't need
without
cruise boosting for it,
You
yeah.
jump so high in this game and everything's
Alright,
like scaled
visible button
down.
right here, that's supposed to be
Like,
that claim you pay for, right? And you can come down here, enter the box we opened at the beginning of this area. Alright.
Yeah, this level seems pretty similar to how it was in the past too.
Yeah,
Still
fairly.
super cool struts.
Because we're doing downtown late, we have the bowl ability. So this is going to allow us to do a neat little bowl strat in the lighthouse, but it is kind of tricky. I can't say for sure that I'll get it. I've practiced it a little bit recently, but like not too much. Another slide boost with the infinite lasso over here. Descend off that a little bit and jump.
Yeah. I always thought this level was so sick with
Alright.
like the ding off the little antenna.
Hopefully we get the spat. I didn't hear the pop, we gotta leave, unfortunately. That was a backup because I didn't get the bus stop spat interrupt. So, we should get it now.
Those
Alright,
metal
good.
sheets look like they're a big issue with setting that up.
Yeah.
They, like getting moved off of them.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna go for the lighthouse bowl here. It's a very... It saves 10 seconds. It's pretty big, but like... You're not gonna get it every time, unfortunately. It's pretty big. Alright, here we go. I think I got it. I heard the noise. I got it. Let's go. Nice.
Yeah. Dude, the bowling ball moves so fast in this game. Like, plus the physics too. Like, it seems very difficult to get that.
Boy, Patrick will be glad to have this back.
Hot sauce kind of looks like Play-Doh.
Yeah. Random fun fact. We can pull this bust up, by the way. For the longest time, we did this route where downtown was like at the very beginning of the game, right? And the shiny objects were very, very tight. So sometimes you wouldn't even have enough, and sometimes you would just barely have enough shiny objects to pay for that clam. But now it's not an issue anymore because we do it so late. We always have enough shiny objects after the grind and everything. By the way, I'm purposefully evading all these checkpoint triggers. They're kind of big. That's why I'm like sticking to the edge here. We can get a damage boost off that. That is all unintended platforming. You're not supposed to be able to do this, but we take advantage of the collision here. And now here's come back with the cruise bubble, but we can just kick it. Alright, and now we're gonna break these tiki stacks 3 times, and what this does is it tricks the game into thinking you did the challenge where you go around the sea needle as SpongeBob and Bungee and break a bunch of tikis. But there's just a check to see if you broke one of the sections and if you did it 3 times. You don't even need to be SpongeBob, you just break the same one 3 times as Sandy. We gotta stall a bit in the air to make sure the floating tikis disappear. One more time.
Okay, are we back?
Oh, you got disconnected? Alright.
I think I did.
Alright, now I'm gonna
Try
show,
to get me back to be able to watch this. Did you explain the like how the spaghetti code on this works?
yeah. Now watch this.
Good work, boy.
I'm still behind.
Well, you're gonna see it soon. I'm just doing this for fun. Check it out. Go SpongeBob. Alright. And now we're gonna use the collect counter bug in this game to grab a bunch of spats here. So we're in downtown, we have the wheels. We can just get the spat and Goo Lagoon there for free. We're gonna go back. Beginning of Goo Lagoon. Grab the
Not an
CHP
issue, by the way.
spat. Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool thing with the bus stop. I just saw it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And now we're going back to downtown to grab the wheels, and to get the collect counter back, because we're gonna go to rock bottom and get that. By the way, hold on, I actually have to check that, because I don't even recall if I did that, but we intentionally grabbed one painting in rock bottom, because that allows us to CCA, the jelly spat there in, yeah, I have it, alright. In, Jellyfish Fields, the King Jelly Spat. So we're in rock bottom right now, we have one painting, and we're gonna use that to,
Oh, that's really interesting.
yeah.
So that there's something like that in the OG as well, where the art spatula requires exactly 6. So there's one in this game that requires exactly 1 as well.
No, it doesn't require exactly 1, but it just saves us from going back to downtown for no reason. Because we already have to get the spat in rock bottom, and we have a painting already. Alright.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it just saves a
Yeah.
load.
This is, it's more than a load. Like, the warps are very, very slow in this game. But yeah, this is King Jelly Skip. It's a bit annoying. Got intention to take a hit there.
Right, yeah. What I meant was like you have to
There we go.
watch the little like thing that plays before the load and the menuing and the taxi animation.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff, Right. Yeah.
By the way, hope you like the double music.
Technicians, I still can't see his restream. Still gray. I'll try reconnecting.
All right. Now it's time for Kelp. One of the most broken worlds in this game, and OG. Because we can do it entirely backwards. In OG, you need the cruise boost, and you gotta do some weird stuff. In this game, you can just do this. And now we entered it backwards. And now we're going to cheese the Mermaid Man slide by doing some weird stuff. Gonna jump off the slide. Grab the spat at the end here. You can only do this once, by the way. If you fail it, it's over. And then warp back here. Switch characters, and then switch back to SpongeBob. This tricks the game or something like that.
I love that the vine climb strat is still fast. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, how could it not be? I guess it's literally just right there.
And then we do a box warp here. Jump in the box and slam. And that tricks the game to think you beat the slide. Alright. And now we're gonna get a bunch of free spats and concession here. Is that the right word? Alright. Because we entered the world backwards, we can just, like, go back and just go to the warps and just get everything for free. It's ridiculous. So broken. And now this is the only spat in the world. We get somewhat legitimately, but we still use that box to our advantage. The little time challenge thing here.
I'm really convinced that if they remade this game again with an entirely different engine a second time, it would still be an awesome speed run. Like, the level design is just so perfect for just speed running in general.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what the tech is like.
Yeah.
But this game does have really cool tech now. Like, it's really just come a long way since
Yeah,
the
it
last
has.
time I've seen it. We gotta hope that Funlund finishes his HD remake.
Hold up. Alright, downtown. Grab the spat and use the collect counter. We still haven't grabbed the wheel spat, by the way. Alright. We don't get any socks here anymore, they're very slow.
I just find it so crazy that that collectible counter abuse is just a feature in this game. It's not even like a glitch. Like, it just
Yeah,
works.
it's ridiculous. Alright, now we're going to Dutchman's. I'm going to attempt something that's actually 10 seconds slower, but it looks very cool. But if I can't get it, we're going to do the normal strat. The reason this strat even exists in the first place is because this is before we found the flying, and the flying completely obsoleted. Which I'm kind of glad about because it was just very hard. So it's not a thing anymore, but it did look very cool. And this is actually only found earlier this year, like weeks before we found the flying, which is very funny. As I mentioned, this game has had a bit of a resurgence this year, which is very neat to see.
Smells like
And now, you see that button up there, you're supposed to hit that with a crease bubble. We're going to do a weird bowl shot to, get it. Let's see if I get it. That might hit it? I don't know. I missed. It's fine. Let's go line up.
Oh yeah, this is a classic.
Yeah. Forget the cutscene, we got it. Alright, we got it. Now reload.
Yeah, that little sign on the U tanker. It's one of my biggest regrets was suggesting for them to put a. I said in my own defense, I guess, like when I was at the studio, I was like, it'd be cool if you had like a little like subtle like.
the sponge in it.
like,
Yeah, subtle.
scratch
Yeah, I know what you
pin
meant. Yeah,
symbol.
but if it's right there.
But
by
it's
the way-
like very obvious. They made it red. It's like
That slide, the invisible slide that was just on, that is where the intended thing is after you like do the like puzzle, right? But they're like banking on the fact that they hope you don't notice it's there. All right, so we're gonna do the warp. I am not confident I'll get it, but we'll try it a bit.
I'm still trying to catch up. Still
Oh!
close to the stream.
Oh my god. All right, but it's not over yet. There's a second part, and I've been failing it when I was practicing before the run, so hopefully I get it. I don't know. The second part is
that's
very weird.
insane.
Yeah.
That was freaky.
Oh, we didn't get it. It's fine. I expected that. It was very weird. The latency is making that a bit tricky. You gotta like bowl as soon as you touch the propeller, but a bit weird in this. So here's the flying method.
So crazy. So you ball off of that and it sends you to the end of the level,
Hold
I
on.
suppose?
Will that get it? Please get it. Yeah, we're good. Nice.
So bowling off the propeller just puts you, or you were trying to get onto the hook, I guess.
Yeah, if
right?
you bowled off the propeller, you can then go into it and bash, and then you have free control over the bungee. And then you can get a bash into the bungee. The reason why we need the bash is because we didn't pay for the clam, so the bungee is still way too high up, and we can't grab the spat normally, but the bash just pushes us down. And now we can
Right,
jump
but
on...
the trigger's still there to get it. Interesting.
Alright, this is being weird. We can jump on the bolts here, instead of doing the intended way to get up.
Hope bash still working without the cruise boosting.
Yeah. Avoid a cutscene trigger there. And then we got some VBBs here. Oh, there we go. Alright. This one's a bit annoying. Yeah, this one's really annoying.
That's an interesting spot to do that.
Yeah, there we go. Camera's weird. We can get a spat interrupt and hit the button at the same time here by doing this. Line up in a specific spot. It's kind of specific. There we go. And now we're heading the same mountain.
Yeah, no, it's for real. I think it's kind of wild that some people just wrote this game off just because it doesn't have cruise boosting. But I think that cruise boosting make this game less interesting because we already have it in one game, you know?
Yeah.
Squidward.
Coming up, you're going to see, I'm going to grab a sock twice. The reason I'm able to do that is because there's a specific sock in the game that, for some reason, this is the only sock in the game like this, but the cutscene sock and the actual sock that appears are two separate socks. So if you stand in this position where the cutscene sock will go, you can grab both if you watch the cutscene.
Yeah. The way that they made this game, they used a community tool called Industrial Park. It's a fan-made level editor by Igor Sibra. And that allows you to port levels from the original game's engine into a different engine if you wanted to use it that way. So they just repurpose it to do that.
Yeah.
And in the original game, there's actually a sock that hovers above the level, like Kaons is saying, like it gives you two socks. In the original game, there are two socks, but one of them is unobtainable unless you get like super high up. So you would never, ever come across it in the casual game.
Yep.
But in Rehydrated, there are some weird instances like that, like the sock under the theater as well, where there are like certain debug triggers that are like manifested as like socks or other objects where the Rehydrated devs didn't really know what to do with them.
Yeah.
So I suppose in that case what might have happened there was they just programmed both socks to be given by the cutscene. If you just wait long enough, I guess you get both of them. It's really weird. But yeah, it's like a lot of the strategy in this game, I'm sure. I know at least like toward the beginning for us, like we knew where to look for a lot of things because we knew like how they made the game. Basically, we had their number with how they made the game, more or less, because of the Industrial Park editor. We were very familiar with how that works. Low-key love the Windows sound effects in this run.
Yeah. Pretty funny. Alright, watch this.
I'm still behind, so I'll probably react to it like 20 seconds later, but yeah.
Your treasure.
Up for a game of SpongeBob.
That's a good one.
I love open hay patch. Boy,
Oh my god, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's great.
Because of the SpongeBob rolling his head perspective, that's so good.
Yeah. Alright.
they serve food here, yes, but they don't serve love.
Alright, so RoboSponge Phase 1, you can get double hits here, there are two of them. But first, if you walk forward over this line and cruise bubble right away... Alright, Plankton is now completely disabled, so he will not try to hurt us for the rest of the run. It's a very weird bug, I don't know how it works, but it just does, and we roll with it. Alright, here's the
You
double
guys have
hit.
gotten this consistent now, though? The Plankton skip?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hold up. Another double hit,
Because I
you got
remember
both.
back when it was like thought to be just random, I think. I don't remember exactly, but I know people had trouble with it.
Alright. And now, Brain. If you bash there on the frame, you, well, no, it's not a frame, it is a bit of a window, but you're gonna see a similar thing soon with the cruise bounces. Alright, the death trigger here is kind of weird.
SpongeBob, go SpongeBob.
It's really annoying, what? Alright, we're good.
Yeah, it might not be obvious.
YOLO Bowl.
This game got really rushed toward the end, so sometimes when he's dying out of bounds like that, he just instantly dies. Like, the hand's supposed to
They
grab
get it.
him, but they just didn't put the hand in.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening there if you're confused by that.
Alright, there's a cruise bounce, it's kind of annoying.
That's a crazy...
Got it. Good.
Wow.
Got the crucible the moment you touch a trampoline.
This is bringing back memories, man. I love the cruise bouncing tech. You guys still get like random crashes on that?
We know how they work, so we don't get them.
Perfect. Nice.
Yeah, we basically know how all the crashes work in this game.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Still, the save corruption though is. Oh,
It's very
you didn't get
annoying,
save
and we will
corruption,
likely not solve that. Another one, if I can get it. Alright, nice. Gonna release here. And soon. Time. Alright. Yeah. Alright.
Awesome
Wow,
run.
just a sub 50. Alright, neat. Yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy that. I've really put a lot of work in this game this year. Finding stuff and like with all the other members of the community too. Shout out to like Good Guy for finding stuff too. And shout out to Gordo. Basically, Gordo made a task tool for this game, and I believe he had it finished this year. And then Good Guy went ahead and used the task tool, and he ended up finding the flying glitch, which is very neat. So the contributions of these two people together are what led to this major glitch in the game that like pretty much cut off like 5 minutes from the run, which is actually just pretty crazy. So yeah, also shout out to Chino for playing the game as well too, because he's been. I would get the record and he would get the record, and then there'd be like a back and forth there, which would be pretty cool. And that sort of motivated me to keep playing this stuff and keep trying to beat my times, which is pretty neat. Currently he holds the record, but I would like to get it back at some point. But it's gotten quite a bit harder. Right now we are capable of getting a sub 40, but this is load remove time. This run is about like 8 minutes off like a good run, I'd say, in terms of RTA. But yeah, this did go pretty well, and I'm glad to see that I got most of the things there, and I'm glad that I got the Dutchman's Warp, but actually ended up failing it because I was able to showcase the flying version of it too. And Patrick's gonna step on Plankton here, right?
Yeah, this game has really changed a lot, dude. You guys done a great job with it. Thanks for letting me tag along.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for commentating. And
we'll be watching Punch Shot later, doing the all the balloons.
Yeah, Punch Shot is going to be doing the all the balloons run of this game. I mean, not this game, of Cosmic Shake, which is a pretty good length run. You guys should stick around for that. It's gonna be later after 2 other runs. And yeah, there is one thing I'd like to show because it's very vital. Cutscene's about to end here. 1 moment. There we go. All right. By the way, if you immediately bash the thing here, you can just move around the credits without the sponge ball. And if you grab the ball and press Q, you can just move around like this with the cruise bubble animation. It's so goofy. It's so ridiculous, dude. But what I want to show was here in Jellyfish Fields. SpongeBob has been a good boy, so we're gonna send him to heaven. All right.
Can you show off the wall jump thing where he just like explodes into the sky like a pancake?
Is this what you're talking about? Because this is what we're gonna show.
You ever seen that? Let me see
All right.
if it's the right thing.
There he goes. There he goes.
There's one where he like splats it, like the splat animation.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I recall seeing that, but I have no idea how to do it.
Yeah, no, I just remember reacting to that.
Oh, real quick. I might as well. Since we have the time. Schiff was talking about the theater sock during Sand Mountain, and in the original Battle for Bikini Bottom, you can't even see it. It's not there, but it's like in the code or whatever. But in this game, it is fully there,
that gives you 8 socks
and we
or
can
10
grab
socks,
it. So if we get a tech storage there off the box office guy, and go to bounds, and then when the hand comes back in, and then fully puts you back in, you can match out of the text box and then go inside the. I was too slow. We're gonna get the sock. It's good. It's vital. We'll get this time.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Is like there are a bunch of like In the original game, there are a bunch of debug triggers like that, and this one in particular is disabled in the original game, unlike, for example, the one that's below rock bottom,
Yeah.
where you get the purple shiny object and it gives you the artwork spatula. But again, like when Purple Lamp created the
There we
remake,
go, we
which
got the
was
sock.
different in the original,
Yeah.
they physically put some of this stuff in the game. Like they didn't like set it to not appear.
Yeah. Real
Literally
quick.
made it a stock debug trigger.
Yeah. I just want to say, shout out to the Rehydrated community and all that. Shout out to the BFBB community here. Shout out to Shift. And if you want to see more Rehydrated stuff, I do stream the game often on twitch.tv/Kaons, Kaons. And if you want to see like videos and stuff about Rehydrated, I have one up from a few months ago, youtube.com. If you look up Kaons, you'll find me there. And yeah, that's been it. Go follow twitch.tv/Kaons and subscribe on YouTube if you want to see more videos like this. Like this, it makes no sense. If you want to see Rehydrated stuff.
In the chat,
Yeah.
you guys. Yeah.
And yeah, thanks guys. I really do appreciate you watching. And yeah, thank you very much.